Need some fast, cheap, reliable MUT coins? Go to MMOXP.com and use discount code MONEYSHOT for 5% off your order. Link in the description below. So here we go. Got that new defense here. And we're lighting it up on the run game right off the bat. Good job taking in on the third. Oh my god, did I just I bit on that play action. And there's the quitter. Yep. I got one man. Oh no, they're both on the right side. There we go. That's perfect. That's perfect. Perfect. Let's go. He didn't know what he was looking at. Give me that. Let's go. You're a mistake. You're bad. Look at this slow fat line. You think you got me? You think you got some of this? You think you can catch this? Perfect. Welcome back, YouTubers and Madden fans. This is Madden Money Shot, sniffing out the Madden cheese as always. I got a different type of video for you today. It's going to be some money play defenses, but it's also going to be really like, tip-based, how to run these defenses so that you can have a lot of success like I've been doing online. You can see some of the gameplays I've had based off of the defensive scheme that I'm going to show you in this video today. It's going to be a scheme that you're probably already using quite a few of these plays. But a lot of people make the mistake to think that they can just run one defense and essentially, it's going to be like a cure-all defense like in the past. You really have to run defense based off of situation, based off of, down and distance, stuff like that, things that, you have to be a step ahead of your opponent. You have to know when to call these plays. The pinch buck zero is one of them. I already showed you two variations of that. I'm going to touch on them quickly. I'll put links in the description for those. If you want to watch the full video on those, they'll be in the description below. And then I'm going to show you a new defense that I'm making out of the cover 2 man, as well as some adjustments you can make to make cover 4 drop show 2 a really good defense. So I'm going to hit my audibles and I'm going to put them all in there. I already did that. You can see cover 2 man, pinch bug 0, and cover 4 drop show 2. So that would be my 4th adjustment. But those are my 3 base plays. So we'll start off with the pinch bug 0. Before I start the video though, I just want to thank my new sponsors at MMOXP.com. If you guys are looking to buy some coins for your MUT team, you can do that there, and you can support me by supporting them and buying your coins through them. And make sure to use discount code MONEYSHOT so they know that you came from my site, from my channel. Other than that, let's get into the video. So this play right here, like I said, you can see, we come out in a shotgun. So we essentially have, a little bit different than the play normally would be. Normally you would pinch. You would base a line and show blitz, and then you would get this look. But you can see how a lot of these guys are kind of out of place. So, that could be somewhat of an issue. I find it's best, instead of having Roberts here trying to cover that tight end, to cover that tight end myself over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to blitz all. So we'll basically switch jobs. So now I'm going to be over here. This is an important setup for this blitz as well as the cover 4 blitz I'm going to show later. But now essentially if I just come in really close and hug this guy's hip, you're going to see how the defensive end on the other side gets off free. And I guess it was a QB sneak. I don't know what that was about. But we'll go watch the replay and we'll see how that worked out. So let's go ahead and let's watch the replay real quick. Like I said, all I'm really going for here. I'm not going to break down this. I've already shown this. But you can see how the guy comes off free. But just because I'm closer to this lineman than he is closer to his lineman, the whole offensive line is going to flip to my side and eventually let this guy run in free. So that's essentially all there really is to that. So like I said, that will work the same way in the cover 4 blitz I'm going to show later. So that's why it's important to note that. So other than that, you really only use that if you get a shotgun look or an empty backfield look, or you can use it here too. But essentially there's a specific purpose to that. So like I said, typically all you would do is base a line and show blitz, and then you could get a lot of heat running this defense. Now a lot of people are kind of figuring this defense out. I personally love it when people run this defense on me now, because I just hit him with a bench switch and it's pretty much a touchdown. So you can't run this defense all the time. You have to be smart on when you choose to blitz. And typically with this defense, you don't even really have to do any adjustments. You can run it as is. You don't have to show your hand, and you'll get pressure because you're sending so many players. So you can run it just like this and you're going to get pressure. That's essentially how this defense works. So that's one defense, one variation. But like I said, a lot of people will just start hitting slant routes. So that's why I came up with the second defense, which I'll go over real quick, where essentially I would just do this. I'd zone all, then I would put my outside guys on either curl flats or hard flats. That's essentially the defense right there. So now if you try to get smart and start throwing slants or whatnot, or even basically any route inside of 20 yards is going to get double covered. which is essentially how this defense plays, and it's going to lock down for a good portion of the game. So this was the second defense that I put out. It's been wildly successful and popular. This is probably my base defense that I would use maybe half of the game. Really depends on down and distance. If somebody needs 3rd and 5, I could pull something out like this, and it's going to lock everything down. You know what I mean? Or if they, like I said, if they're getting smart and they start trying to hit slants, they're going to be throwing picks. They're going to be throwing right into my hook zones. And then when the play art comes up after the play, it's going to say pinch buck 0. So they're essentially going to say, what happened? I thought that they were running a blitz. I don't understand how I'm throwing in picks. And they're never going to know what you're running. That's the beauty of this defense, and the next defensive play I'm going to show you out of the cover 2 is essentially your opponent will never know. They'll see cover 2 after the play, but they'll never know the adjustments that you're making to the point where they'll never know how to attack it, which is one of the things that really makes these plays great, is they're never going to be able to say, like when I put out videos, I typically put out videos that say, okay, this beats cover 3 or this beats man. And if they see this play, if they don't know this exact setup, all they're going to see is pinch buck 0, and they're never going to come up with a play that beats this. On the other side, like I said, the next play that I'm going to do is going to be a very similar setup, but when I made this play, I had in mind I didn't want to give up anything deep. The last play I showed has an issue where it can get beat deep if you don't have fast enough corners, or you don't have good enough corners or safeties or whatever. So this play out of the cover 2 is going to be the exact same setup, but this is designed to beat to not let anything beat it deep. So like I said, they'll see cover 2 man, but they'll never see the variation. So like I said, the variation, all I really did, once again, just like the last play, is I zoned all, which is, you know, D-pad to the right, then up on the right stick. Then I D-pad to the right twice, brings up my icons to choose my linebackers. Then I'm going to, you know, select X, and then I'm going to put, you know, I can put them on a hard flat or a curl flat. It really doesn't matter. It's really up to you based off of, once again, down and distance. I would say that this particular, you have to do it twice, by the way. You have to do both outside linebackers. I would say that this play would be best used in something like 3rd and long to hit them with this, because like I said, they're going to be trying to hit something deep anyway. As far as this guy right here, I feel like I can use in the middle by myself. So I have a choice. I can either put him on a middle 3rd, because, you know, a lot of people think that they can beat, you know, cover 2 that way, and there will be an opportunity, but I feel like I can cover that middle 3rd as well. I feel like I can recognize that and cover that. So I'll typically just put him on a man to the slot. If you have 3 wide receivers, just man up the slot. I know that my job is going to be that tight end, and that's essentially how I'm going to run the play. So like I said, it's really up to you whether you want a hard flat. It's all based off of down and distance. When you're in a practice mode like this, you really don't have a down and distance to really play defense off of. If it's 3rd and 5, obviously you want a hard flat. If it's 3rd and long, obviously you want a cloud flat or put them on curl flats. The last defense that I use the most, I would say, would be the cover 4. I want to say I use the most. That just sounds funny. But essentially the cover 4 is like, you know, you just mix this in just like any of the defenses. And definitely mix this in a scenario, in a 3rd and long type of scenario, once again, where you have a couple different ways you can run it. You can run it just like this. No real adjustments needed. I find that this is fine, but, you know, to me, you got to mix this up a little bit too. So I find that putting these guys back in the same blitz type of scenario as I did with the pinch buck O, where I'm going to hit wire triangle, base align, then show blitz. Doing that out of the cover 4 is going to give you a similar look, and you're going to have an option to send heat once again. So like I said, these guys are all down on the line, and I can either run it like this, they'll cover well. Like I said, it'll stop the run pretty well too, because the safeties play the run well. But then I also have the option to blitz all and do the exact same thing I did with the man coverage. So now if I want to cover the middle, I can blitz all. These guys are all going to be coming, and then I'm just going to drop off with Van Noy and use in the middle. Here the running back runs out. Obviously this is going to be a problem for the quarterback with nobody blocking, but this is pretty much the look. Now this has a tendency to pull you in. Like I said, right there. I mean, if it was 3rd and long, I don't care. I'll give it 5. You know, I mean, that's the point. It's really based off of down and distance. You can't base it off of whether it's shutting down in practice mode. You just have to take this online, because believe me, this is going to smoke people online. So right there, it was kind of a weird get off, but he did get in. I mean, he got it unblocked. That's the bottom line. He just didn't get like a straight get off. For whatever reason, he just came in, like, just decided to just bump into his own player. But whatever, 9 times out of 10, you'll get around that edge. You could always, you know, I'll go back and show QB contain setup. You could always do the QB contain setup, which might, you know, give, you know, they won't, if you QB contain, you won't have that problem as much. They'll get a little bit wider. Ultimately, he's not even inside to be the QB contain. But you know, like I said, you have that option. So you could QB contain, and then there we go. Now he's on the QB contain. I don't know why his linebackers aren't coming back down. But this is, you know, you're doing the same thing. Like I said, I'm right where I want to be. I'm right in the bunch. So the only issue with this too, by the way, is it does kind of suck you in, because you are on a blitz, And I don't know if taking them off, like I said, it's a run play anyway, but I don't know if taking them off will change that, but I typically want to leave them on a blitz. So like I said, a couple of new variations. We already showed the blitz. We already showed the counter to that blitz, this type of base defense. Now we have a new base defense where, we can do the exact same thing, but we just don't have any, you won't be getting beat deep. And then last but not least, obviously the cover 4, which you can run as is or you can run as a blitz. So essentially, you just have everything you need. Like I said, right here, this guy's way too far out. I don't want him doing that. But like I said, right here, I mean, this is, like I said, you have everything you need. So between those, I guess it's 3 plays, but it really feels like 4 or 5 because you have so many different variations. If you run them accordingly to down and distance and basically, gauging your opponent where they like to throw, whether they like to throw short, middle, or deep, you really should have the opportunity to shut down just about anybody online. So like I said, I mean, this year, there is no cure-all defense. You have to have a good scheme, and you have to know, you have to know when to call what plays. So to me, like I said, this is what I've been doing. It's been working out great online. If you guys have any questions, ask me in the comment section, because I know this video is a little different than videos I typically do, because I'm really explaining, how to play defense with this scheme rather than just showing one cure-all play. But like I said, there is no cure-all play. So, if you have any questions, ask in the comment section on how to do this. And that's it. If you want to see more videos like this, do me a favor, hit the like button, I'll do that. Other than that, thanks for watching Madden Money Shot out. Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my vids and more. Link in the description below.